Ahoy, treasure seekers and history buffs. Today, we're diving into one of the most tantalizing tales of the high seas, the legend of Captain William Kidd and the elusive treasure he supposedly buried. Now, let's be honest. The idea of buried treasure is something that has captivated our imaginations for centuries. We've all daydreamed about finding a chest filled with gold coins, glimmering jewels, and perhaps a few cursed artifacts. But what if I told you that Captain Kidd's treasure might just be more than a fanciful story? Or, on the flip side, what if it's all just a mirage, a siren's song leading us into the depths of myth? William Kidd, a name that echoes through the annals of piracy, was born in 1645 in Dundee, Scotland. Initially, he wasn't the notorious pirate we think of today. In fact, he started his career as a privateer, which means he was essentially a legal pirate, authorized by the crown to attack enemy ships. But as fate would have it, Kidd's journey took a dark turn when he found himself on the wrong side of the law. His transformation from privateer to full-blown pirate is a tale of greed, betrayal, and ultimately, downfall. Now, let's get to the juicy part, the treasure. Legend has it that before Kidd was captured in 1699, he buried a fortune somewhere along the coast of the Americas, possibly on the shores of the Caribbean, or even off the coast of New York. This treasure was said to be the spoils of his piratical exploits, a bounty that could make even the wealthiest of kings envious. But here's the catch. Despite countless treasure hunters and adventurers scouring the seas and shores, no one has ever definitively uncovered Kidd's fabled loot. So what's going on here? Is the treasure real, or is it just a product of overactive imaginations? For centuries, treasure hunters have been lured by the promise of Kidd's riches. One of the most famous searches was led by a man named Captain John Smith in the early 20th century. He was convinced that Kidd's treasure was hidden on Oak Island, a place that has become synonymous with mystery and intrigue. Smith and his crew dug tirelessly, but all they found were a few old tools and some strange artifacts. The treasure remained elusive, and soon, Smith's quest became a cautionary tale about the dangers of obsession. But the allure of Kidd's treasure didn't end there. The 18th and 19th centuries saw a surge of treasure hunters, each convinced they could be the one to break the curse. Some claimed to have found clues in old maps, while others believed they could decipher cryptic messages hidden in Kidd's writings. The most famous of these is the so-called Kidd's treasure map, which has been the subject of much speculation. Some say it points to a remote island, while others argue it's a riddle that leads to multiple locations. But despite all the theories, no one has ever produced concrete evidence of the treasure's existence. Now, let's talk about the idea of a curse. Many believe that Kidd's treasure is protected by a curse, a lingering hex placed upon it by the captain himself. The notion of cursed treasure is a familiar trope in pirate lore. Think of the infamous Aztec gold from Pirates of the Caribbean. Some treasure hunters have reported strange occurrences, like bad luck or inexplicable accidents, leading them to believe that the spirit of Captain Kidd watches over his hidden fortune, ensuring that only the worthy can claim it. But is it really a curse, or just a series of unfortunate events that happen to coincide with the pursuit of something elusive? As we sift through the layers of history, we also have to consider the historical context of Kidd's life. He was tried for piracy and murder, and his trial was a sensational affair that captured the public's imagination. The narrative of Kidd as a ruthless pirate was fueled by sensationalist reporting, painting him as a villain rather than the complex figure he truly was. This narrative has persisted over the centuries, shaping our perception of him and, consequently, the treasure. Perhaps the treasure itself is a metaphor for the darker aspects of human nature, the greed, ambition, and moral ambiguity that accompany the pursuit of wealth. But let's not forget the modern-day treasure hunters who continue to be inspired by Kidd's story. Even today, people are scouring beaches, diving into the depths of the ocean, and poring over historical texts in search of clues. The thrill of the hunt is alive and well, and it speaks to something deep within us, the desire for adventure, for discovery, and for the chance to uncover something extraordinary. Whether or not kids' treasure exists, the journey of searching for it is a testament to the human spirit's unyielding quest for knowledge and excitement. So, what's the verdict? Is Captain Kidd's treasure a reality, or just a captivating legend? The truth may lie somewhere in between. Perhaps the treasure is not just a pile of gold and jewels, but rather the stories we tell, the adventures we embark upon, and the mysteries we seek to unravel. As we continue to explore the rich tapestry of history, let's remember that sometimes the real treasure is the journey itself, the thrill of the chase, the camaraderie of fellow seekers, and the lessons learned along the way. So, whether you're a seasoned treasure hunter or simply a curious soul, keep your eyes on the horizon. Who knows what secrets the sea may still hold? Until next time, may your adventures be filled with excitement, and may you always find treasure in the stories you uncover.